everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey here, and welcome to another it's another TV show review, and as you remember back in March, I did my review of WandaVision. Well, here we are a month and a half later, doing another TV show review for a Marvel property, and that is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yep, this is the show that I honestly... This was one of the few Disney Plus MCU-based shows that I was really anticipated for. And oh my gosh. Like I said, this might be a spoiler review in case y'all haven't seen the show yet. But all I can say is that there was a lot of stuff that happened in this show that I just wasn't expecting. Like, we see... Like, episode 1 started out like you would expect, showing what happened after the events of, in their case, the blip, which is when Thanos snapped away all of humanity, and then 5 years later, the Avengers stopped him by snapping everybody back. And there was some things that I thought were crazy. I mean, it seemed like not only did this show focus on Falcon and how his transition from the Falcon to our new Captain America, that's actually transitions, but it also told us a little bit of when Bucky Barnes' story on how he was dealing with the process of getting all the Hydra stuff wiped from his mind, how he's transitioning from that, trying to do right all his wrongs that he's done as the Winter Soldier. And there was one particular event that he did as a Winter Soldier that he did manage to find peace in, and that really didn't happen until the last episode. But other stuff that happened in this show was insane. Like, we got to see the introduction of John Walker, aka, at first he started out as Captain America, but then he became known as U.S. Agent from the comics, and then there was the whole thing about Sharon Carter. And there's one thing that happened with her character in this show that... I guess that's the one thing I'm going to leave out, spoiler-wise. But one other character that I did not expect to see in this show, that I found out was in the comics, was another African-American version of Captain America before Sam. And that character was Isaiah Bradley. He was the first African-American version of Captain America after Steve winning the ice. And then it seems like around the time Cap got brought out of the ice, it seems like he was the reason why this Isaiah Bradley character got brought out of jail, because he was in jail for supposedly 30 years of his life, after he did a similar move that Steve did during the events of Captain America the First Avenger, where he disobeyed orders, he went and got a bunch of soldiers out. And honestly, the one thing that really surprised me was there was one character that was introduced in episode 5 that I have a feeling I heard was supposed to have already gotten her introduction in Black Widow, which is supposed to be coming out in July, unfortunately. But I'm curious to see, based on just her performance in the last 2 episodes, I have a feeling that there's one storyline that I think could be coming to the MCU. A lot of people have said this, and that is the Thunderbolts. Now, we already know that Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who first got introduced in The Incredible Hulk in 2008, he has been he's left quite an impact on the Avengers and the world since he first showed up in the first Incredible Hulk movie. That was the first movie he showed up in. However, we didn't get to see him again until Captain America Civil War, and then that's when things just got insane with his character. And like I said, he's supposed to show up in Black Widow as well, which takes place between Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. So, I mean, to be honest, we should have gotten that movie last year anyway. It doesn't matter if the Marvel Universe was doing such a good job, because that's the one thing I want to discuss about the whole release strategy for these films, is that technically the first movie that technically takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame, if you don't include Spider-Man Far From Home, is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That movie comes out now in September, but Falcon and Winter Soldier was, like I said, all I can say about Falcon and Winter Soldier is that there was a lot of stuff that happened in this show that I am just really getting hyped up for the next known movie or show that takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame. And because the only real movie we got that takes place after Endgame is Spider-Man Far From Home, which actually takes place right after the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, I mean, the only show I'm curious as to when it takes place is Loki. That's the only other show that I'm not too sure about, which that comes out in June, and I'm really hyped to see that. So that's the next MCU project that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys. Is going to be probably around the end of June or early July when I review both Loki and Black Widow. Around that time. So, like I said, that won't happen until the end of June, early July. So keep an eye out for those videos. But anyways, that's... If I had to give the Falcon and Winter Soldier a rating, even though I don't really do a lot of ratings on shows, I did one for WandaVision because it's part of the MCU, but for Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm probably going to have to give this show... I don't remember if I gave the WandaVision show a 3.5 or a 4, but I'm going to have to give this show a 4.2 out of 5. It was definitely a little bit better than WandaVision was, because, like I said, certain things that happened in WandaVision didn't really make me entertained, but I can definitely say this show was a lot more entertaining than WandaVision. But anyways, that's all for now in this review of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then I think the next video that will be uploaded after this will be a pretty crazy one, so keep an eye out for that video. But anyways, I will see all you dudes in the next video.